Introducing SchedulAI, the easy-to-use scheduling app that helps high school students go from procrastination to productivity. Meet Frankie. It's Tuesday evening. Frankie, who's in grade 11, has just woken up from his nap. He quickly looks at his Google Calendar and realizes that he forgot to add assignments to his schedule. As he glances at the pile of papers on his desk, Frankie realizes he has an entire lab report due in 2 days. As he frantically sifts through the pile, it dawns on Frankie that he has a biology assignment and a math quiz both due on Friday. Frankie is completely overwhelmed, and at this moment, Frankie wishes that there was a simple solution to organizing his work plans.
But wait, Frankie is not alone. Does this sound familiar to all the students in this group? Well, we sent out a survey to high schoolers to find out what they thought their time management skills were. So out of 117 grade 9 to 12 students across the GCA, 5.7% of them said that they had excellent time management skills. However, an overwhelming number of 54.3% of them said they had substandard time management skills. This is over half our respondents, and this clearly, time management is an issue that we all have to address immediately. What is stopping these students from being productive? Wanting to be useless things, losing track of time, distractions, watching Simpsons. These are all issues that we have to address. Well, what are the problems we're solving? Getting distracted, procrastination, loss of motivation, and lack of organization.
So meet SchedulAI. We're taking all of these issues and we're solving it with the perfect solution for students by students. A couple of our key features. It's an all-in-one scheduling app that combines all of these aforementioned features and more, which include, first off, an automatically synced calendar with Google Classroom, Brightspace, D12, and all students have their tools to ensure that all students have the full chance of achieving success. Next, an inbuilt to-do list that places front and center within our application on the dashboard all the things that students need to complete within their day. After that, a daily productivity score, leveraging AI models to ensure that students have an accurate representation of how productive they were in terms of achieving the goals that they had set up for themselves and iterating over time to show them how their scores have been improving. Next, automatic rescheduling offers students the flexibility to be able to move around and switch their schedule to fit their needs best. And finally, a team sync. We all understand the importance of collaboration and building a team-spirited environment to ensure that everyone feels welcomed and has the best chance of achieving their goals. And the best part is, all of these features are completely free, and there's even more with our premium model. So with that being said, let's jump right into our demo. So as you can see here, this is just a general layout of our homepage on our website. And we will, at the end of it, be giving you guys a chance to, we'll send out a link to give you guys a chance to check out our prototype. But in terms of what it actually looks like, we see over here, first off, the homepage. So over here, it just gives a quick overview of our mission statement, what we're aiming to achieve with SchedulAI. And then we have two options, either for them to download the application. So this is supported currently on macOS and Windows, and then or to be able to use this on the web.
And so here you can see the dashboard, which is the first page that you'll be greeted with when you enter the application. Right front and center, you can see the calendar with the breaks, the events, and the work. And it takes it from your calendar, your Google Classroom, and your to-do list and puts everything into there. Then on the right, you can see the two widgets, to-do list and your friends. And these can be changed with other options, such as the productivity percentage, which Krish mentioned. Then on the second tab, you can see the productivity score, which has stats about your day and just has your general productivity score, as well as the work hours, which tells you how long you're working for that day. On the right, you can see the AI surveys, which help the AI to better understand how you work, when you're most productive, and questions such as these, which allow the AI to better integrate specific time slots for when you're going to work. and how it's gonna place them. Then next is the leaderboard, which it has all your friends, and you can compete with your friends to see who has the best productivity score. This, of course, can obviously be turned off if someone does not want to be competitive. It also has a quote of the day. Finally, the settings tab has a profile picture as well as a name and email, and has a few settings which allow the AI to work better and to integrate better into a student's schedule.
Now our market size in Canada, US, we have 40.7 million high school students who have an access to device. Our competitors are Notion and Motion. Notion has a complicated setup. It does not have integration with everything we have, and it's overwhelming to use, meaning it's not friendly for the average user. Motion has a lengthy setup. It has security concerns and does not support Apple or iCloud. The target audience are for business owners, and it has a steep price of $19 per month, which we have been free.
So what's unique about our app? First, it offers the convenience for students as it has integration with Classroom and Brightspace that most of the students use in their daily school life. And second, it helps you to organize yourself. We automatically plan your schedule out for you perfectly. And it's very cost-friendly, as most of the high school students don't have access to a lot of money, and we offer them the most affordable price with a lot of features. And finally, the leaderboard function in our app gives our students the incentive to compete with their classmates and complete their work more effectively. And in our surveys, we also asked them the question, would you be willing to try our app? And if so, why? Well, the majority of them are saying that yes, they're willing to try our app because it helps them to keep track of their assignments, keep them on track, keep them organized, it benefits them, and it's really easy to use and accessible.
So now we have the two plans and our profit model. So our first plan is a free plan, and our second is a premium plan costing $7 a month. So the premium plan has all the features of the free plan, but it also has a better AI integration as well as customizability with the user's dashboard. And here are a few of our costs. So our total expenses for year one will be $15,530, and total revenue will be $36,500, and this gives us $20,000 in profit. Then for year two, we see a big increase in the amount of profit. Our expenses go up as well, being $27,026. Our revenue being $130,800, based off of 1,560 paying subscribers, and this gives us $103,000 in profit. Thank you for listening to our presentation.
I would love to take any questions you may have for us now.
You're also welcome to try out the app if you want. The link is right there.
Test. Does the link actually work? There is actually an app when you built it?
It works, it's a prototype right now, it's just a design setup, but you can get a sense of what it actually, like the leaf flow and stuff like that, yeah.
Did you interview anyone who's used Motion or Notion before, and what was their feedback?
Yeah, so we did introduce students to use Notion and Motion, and I think the number one biggest hurdle that was kind of facing them in that space is, first off, it doesn't have various tools that are student-centric, so that led to students using a mix of different applications in order to manage all their lives. So, using Notion for some to-do lists and stuff like that, then going back to the Google Classroom and using Google Calendar, scheduling meetings and stuff like that. But our tool allows them to kind of have this all in one space. And additionally, Notion was, for a lot of people, very difficult to kind of navigate just because it has so many features to the point where it's overwhelming. So it wasn't offering that kind of accessibility that a lot of our student users and our persona was seeking.
Thank you.
I don't have any questions for any of you guys today because you're way ahead of me on on everything you're talking about. I wish I was doing stuff like this in high school. So my things are just gonna be comments to you. Have you thought about, you know, how this is for students? Have you thought about how this is a huge win for teachers? And if you could speak to that a little bit, because this makes, there's a great opportunity here for another person to buy into this and really wants to see this happen, just for the students. I didn't hear anything about that, and I was wondering if you gave that any thought.
Yeah, so we were kind of thinking about like wired ESP and school boards like this, and giving them kind of the feature to have a discount if they buy it, which we didn't really develop on, but that's definitely something we could think about. We were also thinking about parents though, and how they would probably pay for this too because it would organize their child, and their marks would most likely go up as they would be more organized. So yeah.
Awesome, great pitch. One recommendation I would say is to try to move to the slide when you're presenting, because it's hard to see some of the details. But one of the details that I was missing was when you were doing a survey with a 54.3%, how many people did you interview?
Yeah, so the total across the GTA, we interviewed 117 students.
Recommendation for that is also, would you use our app? Is pretty biased, so try to, I don't know what other questions there are there.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we also asked questions about other apps, so if other students had used those, and then what were the problems with those, and then how our app could solve those problems, which we didn't mention here, but that was one of the questions.
Okay, and then in terms of security, I noticed one of your biggest benefits that you mentioned as part of the free tier, which I do think should be part of the premium tier, is calendar sync with things like Google Classroom. Now, with that, there's a concern for privacy. I assume you have to talk to school boards for that. So is that really feasible, or just curious how you're going to navigate that?
Yeah, you have a great point there. Like, yeah, that's definitely, I think, especially today, day and age, privacy is like the utmost consideration for a lot of people. Yeah, so in terms of how we kind of aim to kind of navigate that, so first off, like, privacy will be like front and center regardless of the plan, whether it be free or premium. I think the general focus though, and like the shift from like what makes premium special is just offering that kind of more so personalized integration, like taking into account these kinds of survey results and offering a schedule that's more catered towards the needs of the student, right? Taking into account their learning styles and work habits.
That's not the question.
Yeah.
It's how are you going to get the school board on board? Because that's like the problem, right? That's one of your first out the door features.
The data will be stored on the user's device, so it won't be stored on a server, so it decreases the security risk.
That's also not the question. It's more so, it's likely that Google Classroom is a license underneath TSP, right? So is there a plan to talk to each school board, or is that a feature you might try to develop in the future and offer it as is? Maybe advise them to, let's say, use their own personal accounts just to mitigate that, right? So just curious, why isn't it a premium feature if it's more on roadmap? Just curious if you guys thought about that.
Were you asking that why is it not a premium feature?
I'm just curious about how feasible it is.
Okay.
I had exactly the same question. So the one thing is will the school board even let you do this, is the question. And have you talked to anyone at the school board who said, yeah, we would absolutely love to violate all of our privacy regulations, or something?
Yeah,
Say,
so Google Classroom is kind of under Google. Like, the school boards have their own things, but it's the students who are able to choose if they want to give their information. So we would still have to talk to the boards, of course, which we haven't done yet. But that, after talking to the boards, we would probably it would probably then like enable something which would allow them to give their data to us so that we could integrate it.
And I think the licensing approach you're mentioning probably the best. It would have to definitely be like, we would have to go through them and kind of get the license set for our application. This would be authorized because of course they're not freely allowing student data to be
And just interrupt.
Yeah, where you point though?
He is.
But the way I'm leading with this is just something to think about, but it's not a make or break for your app, is the good news. I start with some tough questions, but what I'm saying is if you get enough people to want to use this, the parents on board, as you say, there's enough people that they can say, okay, well, I guess 50% of our students use this already. Maybe it's not so bad, right? So there is hope there, and I think that's an awesome approach. Love the productivity score and the AI surveys, and you considered that. The last recommendation was just for Frankie, don't use those stock photos. It was much for just for the vibes, but yeah, I think it's actually a really cool product. The only thing would be the security risk that the school board's looking about, but excellent product.
Thank you so much, appreciate it.